Hello, we are live. It's 3:57. I am a little early. This is Andonnia Maiben of Black Girl Mixtape Houston. And I just wanted to make sure I got started on time. We got a lot to cover, and I want to make sure that I am punctual and I'm timely. And you all know that Black Girl Mixtape is happening in Houston, April the 15th, 2018. We're making history in the Lone Star State. And I have the pleasure of being one of your lecturers along with the Sean Flowers Wyatt. And this is all the brainchild of Ebony Janice, who is a powerhouse in her own right. Team BGM. Keep rolling off my tongue. Really excited. We got about 2 minutes before I officially start. I wanted to be early so that I can't be late. We should all take note of that. But what's going on, folks? I had to turn my music off so that Facebook wouldn't shut us down for copyright. Jamming a little India Irie, little chocolate love before we get started with our unapologetic blackness. Something we really have to discuss. For those of you who will catch this playback, I love you with my whole heart, and there's nothing you could do about it. So I do hope that you share. I hope that you like the Black Girl Mixtape page, that you follow this journey, this 8-city journey that starts in America and ends in Ghana. So back to the motherland we go. So excited about this movement. Hey, Pranaya, I'm excited about what's happening. I'm excited that women are coming to the table and we are the expert for our experience. No longer do we have to wait for someone else to authorize us on us. So whether you are light skin, dark skin, brown skin, just juicy skin, or olive oil, coconut oil, cocoa butter, shea butter, lotion, or ashy, I love you. And there's nothing you could do about it. All right? That is the truth. That is my story, and I'm sticking to it. So it's 3:59. We're going to go ahead and get started. The first thing I want to do, yes, juicy skin, dripping, honey. First thing I want to do is reintroduce myself since it's officially 4 o'clock. My name is Andonnia Maiben. It's not hard to pronounce. If we can pronounce Tchaikovsky, we can pronounce Andonnia. Amen. I hail to you from the Lone Star State, representing Houston, Texas, the 4th largest city in the country. And we are going to have a very brief discussion about how to be unapologetically Black. But before I get into that, I do want you to know that this is a Sunday tradition here at Black Girl Mixtape. We are going to blow the roof off of Houston, Texas on April the 4th. Let me correct it. April 15th, 2018. And I'm just really excited to be able to share a little bit with you. I was asked how I got started with the Black Girl Mixtape movement. I'd like to say that it was predestined for me to be a part of this movement. I'm actually one of the board members or the crew that helps to keep the fire lit, because Ebony Janice Moore is a sister of mine. She and I met when we were in high school at a conference for the NAACP, and she has always been revolutionary. She's always had her own mind. She's always had her own heart. She's always been passionate about being a Black woman. And she took that and turned a problem into something very tangible. She has something to say, and not enough people were catching up to her energy fast enough. So she created the platform so that she can get her word out. Well, welcome to Black Girl Mixtape. When she approached me about being a part of Black Girl Mixtape, I immediately said yes. I'd already been talking to the Lord about being able to share my message. And then she said, hey, would you help me with this platform? I said, absolutely. Where do we start? So I am here. We are here. Black Girl Mixtape is here. It started off in Oakland in 2017, and Oakland will never be the same. Houston has the privilege of being the second city in this tour. And I'm just very excited because we're better than the Lone Star State. Some people have the misconception that Texas is not a part of the South, and we are very much a part of the South. And with that, I transition into my topic. I popped in yesterday and I asked if anybody had a problem I'd had with being unapologetically Black in a diverse world. And I don't have a problem with diversity. I absolutely love white culture and Indian culture and Hispanic Mexican culture, Ecuadorian culture, Puerto Rican culture. And I break that down because not everybody wants to be called Hispanic the same way. I wanted to be okay with everybody else, that I am okay being a Black woman. I'm absolutely in love with being a Black woman. I love the fact that my hair does what, this is my hair, y'all. You know, it's a little gel to keep those curls together, but this is how it grows out of my head. But guess what? I had a relaxer too. I wear weaves and braids, and I have absolutely no problem changing my hair. My hair has been lots of different colors. And that individuality I express because it's just a part of our culture. We are a very expressive people. Sometimes we are too loud for some, too quiet for others. Our hips are too wide, too thin. We too tall or too big or too bright or too dark. We're not. We are who we are. God created us the way that we're supposed to be. And it's 100% okay for you to be okay being exactly who you are and still love everybody else. So the same way I could go and step in the hood and bob my head, stomp my feet and do my jig, I can go on over to the other side and sit quietly and pious and hear music a different way, or I could go listen to Tchaikovsky, or I could go listen to jazz, or I can go listen to blues, and I am the same. And I am 100% okay to be me, and they can be 100% okay to be them. And the world is going to just be. The world does not stop because somebody does not like who I am. And I had to learn that lesson the hard way. I had someone I worked with, and I kept racking my brain like, what's happening? What did I do? I didn't do anything. This young lady told me she didn't like me. She just didn't like who I was. Oh, you just released me. Because at this point, that's not my problem. It's not my problem that you don't like who I am. And we have gone too far not liking who we are on the inside and allowing other people to get inside of our heads, to get inside of our hearts, and now dig really deep roots so that we do things for other people's likes and loves and comments, and we can't sleep at night. And we are making listing to do things and putting weight upon our own shoulders because we're allowing other people to stop us from loving ourselves. Hello, is this thing on? Absolutely not. We're not doing that anymore. So I just really want you to know something. Love you first. Be 100% in love with you. Because at that point, then you give other people permission, one, to see who they really need to love and know. And two, like someone just said, that is very true. What other people think of you is none of your business. Ever. Period. Point blank. End of story. I hope y'all okay with my matter of factness. I'm very okay with my matter of factness. And what intrigued me about Black Girl Mixtape? Because we are finally in the year that we can own being a Black woman and everything that comes with publicly. I believe we've done it for years privately. We used to have to do it privately because to be 100% you and love those who look like you, it's, yeah, that good henna treatment. At one point, they used to get you killed. It's 2018 and we're still having problems with people in observance of the truth. But the reality is no longer do we have to hide who we are. No longer do we have to hide our love. And if you really want to happen in real life, start loving your people. Love the businesses. Love the banks. Love each other. If we find that root, we will really start to see some things change. There are far too many beautiful people with beautiful businesses, and they go under because they aren't supported. We've got to learn to support one another, because if we want things to change, we have to be the change agent. And speaking and loving all cultures, Gandhi has a couple of quotes that I really like, but be the change you seek. If you want to see beautiful Black people thriving, then be a beautiful Black person that thrives. And help the next person to do the same. Why can't we bring Wakanda to real life? Why does that have to just be a comic? Why do we have to put $1 billion into a movie and not put $1 billion into the daycare down the street, and not put $1 billion into the charter school that is trying to level the playing field, that is leveling the playing field for education? Why not take that same $1 billion and put it into a clothing line that represents something that represents you? When we change what we do, we change what we see. When we change what we say, we change what we see. When we change, when we own who we are, when we own what we are capable of, when we own our dollars. I skimmed across an article a couple of days ago that said Black and brown people are going to be broke in 20 years or 2 decades or something. The devil is a lie. Absolutely not. We are going to be financially stable because now we're getting financial education. It's simple. We did not have a culture that taught us certain things because we were subjugated. There was a cap put on our greatness. Now, I do want to go ahead and say I will release this in April. There was greatness before slavery. Unfortunately, here in America, a lot of us do not know any connection that we have to the motherland. We don't necessarily know the tribe that we came from. We don't necessarily know what happened prior to any of the records that started with slave culture. We had a culture, Black people, before slavery. Slavery is important. It's just not the beginning of our culture. But we had a cap put on us because to educate a slave was illegal. You know why? Education levels the playing field. If I know what they know, then I can do what they do. We've got to understand that there is a cap that's been lifted, and we own our dollars. We own our homes. We own our businesses. And if we want Wakanda to look like where we live, we have to make some changes. And that has nothing to do with hating anyone. I don't hate anyone. I don't hate white people. I don't hate Hispanic people. I don't hate anyone. Matter of fact, I love everybody. Period. There's no comma. There's no sentence coming after that. And I don't have to explain myself for being me, loving Black people and loving other people as well. Someone asked, how do we live unapologetically and not be so militant? Love first. I think it's simple when you put it into context. If you love first, if you operate in love, you have no time for hate. I'm going to be so busy loving me and loving my people and loving the people I come in contact with that by my life, I will begin to change how you view us. By my life, I will begin to turn around your stereotypes. You see, you have an issue with how loud I am. Well, I'm going to give you a message with that loudness. I'm going to make sure when I say something, I'm saying something. When you see me, I need you to see everything that God sourced into me. So therefore, you can change your views. And if you don't change your views, it won't be my fault. It's simple. I know we try to make things complicated, but it really is simple. You love first. And to our mothers and our grandmothers, you know, we've tapped into a unique time when the generations are being sandwiched and the 30-somethings are beginning to stand up and have to take care of both the babies and the elderly. And that's a very interesting transition. And it's the sandwich generation. Guess what? That's important because our elders have some knowledge that we don't have. And I am grateful to God that they have endured some things and come through some waters I don't want to have to swim through. But we need that knowledge from them. All right. So we're not throwing away the elderly. They have a lot of knowledge and we need that knowledge from them. And we've got a responsibility to teach. So we in the sandwich generation, we have the responsibility and the onus of honoring and hearing our elders and teaching the young. And sometimes it has nothing to do with age. Sometimes that has everything to do with experience. I have great aunts and uncles that participated in sit-ins. I have relatives that were in the first desegregated class in the military. I have an uncle who was a part of the desegregation in the education system of my city. I come from a lineage of people who've had to fight to get to where they are. And so as I reap the benefits of their fight, I also thank God for them and I take on my reins for what I need to do. I can be 100% me and still love everybody around me. I'm a Black woman who is proud to be Black. I watched a couple of documentaries. I have the privilege of attending an HBCU for my doctorate program right now. I graduated from an HBCU for my master's program, but I did not go to an HBCU for my undergrad experience. And do I have a comparison? Absolutely. But am I honestly grateful for the bricks that were laid before me? Because at one time, there was only HBCUs for Black people, period. And so, yes, we have options. It's a beautiful thing, but I'm not going to destroy that which was laid up for me because I now have an option. I'm going to honor that which was laid for me. I'm going to honor the bricklayers. I'm going to honor those who tore down the walls. I'm going to honor those who took the whips, who took the lashes. I'm going to honor the mothers who were raped. I'm going to honor the mothers who raised everybody's children. And I'm going to make sure that in honoring them, then I lift the rest of us up as well. So we lift as we climb. I'm so excited about April the 15th. When Black Girl Mixtape hits Houston, you're going to hear quite a bit. I'm going to talk about the trauma of being a Black woman, but I'm also going to talk about triumph. The story got over daily writing Black history. Black history does not start and end in February. It is 365 days a year. It started with the beginning of time and end with the end of time. And so we are excited about what's happening in Houston. Go to blackgirlmixtape.com. You can sign up. If Black Girl Mixtape is not coming to your city, you can be the catalyst for it coming to your city. Reach out and connect. There's someone on the team that is always responding. We want to hear from you. You have an opportunity to be a vendor. If you have a business and you want to capitalize on the opportunity that we are creating Wakanda in the United States, then you can sign up to be a vendor at Black Girl Mixtape Houston and any of the other cities as we take the TED Talk platform and we become the expert for Blackhood, Blackness, and womanness, and we get to tell our own stories. No longer will we have to be ghost written into history. We can write history for ourselves. So I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope you come to see me, come to see Sean Flowers, meet the team, and understand that Black Girl Mixtape may be just starting, but we are a movement and we aren't going anywhere. So I love you. There's nothing you can do about it. Enjoy your Sunday. We look forward to seeing you April the 15th, 2018 in Houston, Texas. Have a good one.